Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 676 of the show. How's it going, everybody, on this lovely final day of June 2023, June 30th, 2023, 1:42 p.m. Just got done watching Impact Wrestling. And there's a lot of ground to cover because there are two gentlemen that has been now the target of multi-play. When you're the champion, now this episode is proof that when you're a champion in the ring, you got a bullseye on your back like never before. Because you know a lot of people will be gunning after your championship, and I'll explain that when we get to it. We'll start it off with the X Division title. One half of the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin, the 9-time X Division champion, defends his title against Trey Miguel. But Trey Miguel was in trouble, and Chris Sabin was about to hit the Cradle Shock during the matchup. But then Zachary Wentz, formerly known as Nash Carter on NXT, came back to Impact Wrestling to help out his Rascals running buddy. Looks like the Rascals are reunited. In fact, attacked Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin a disqualification victory over Trey Miguel. And then while him and Trey Miguel were attacking Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, the world champion, comes out. I'm like, oh boy, this ought to be fun. But the Motor City Machine Guns night is not over. And the Rascals did cut a promo on their reunion and said, we're not going to do the stupid cutesy treehouse thing anymore. Good. It's all about brothers, and I don't know if because you abandoned me and everything else, and now I went to hell. You abandoned me. I don't know if he's referring to Wes Lee abandoning him or what. I don't know. But one thing's for sure. Thanks a lot, Kimberly, for breaking up the MSK. That's all I'm gonna say. And Deonna Purrazzo joined on commentary for the next matchup, and this is what happened on Impact last night, the 29th of June. Trinity went one-on-one with Jay Vidal. Now, this is the first ever intergender matchup, one-on-one intergender matchup for Trinity in her career. Trinity does pick up the victory, but Zell Shaw and Savannah Evans attacked Trinity after the matchup. And Deonna Purrazzo did leave the commentary team of Tom Hannafin and Matthew Raywall to first scout what's going on, see how what Trinity was made of. But then when Giselle Shaw taunted Deonna Purrazzo went at it. As you know, tonight on Impact, there's supposed to be an Australian tour, and on Fight TV, in which Deonna Purrazzo defends the title, the Knockout style, against Giselle Shaw. If Giselle Shaw wins, it will end up in a triple threat match for the Knockouts title at Slammiversary. And Brian Myers is in good hands with talking to Moose, and Moose says, if you want this team to work, ditch their dead weight. Ditch the good hands. Moose may be on to something here. So, God respect Moose for even tell Brian Myers, hey, you want to be a team? Ditch the good hands. Meanwhile, and before the Impact match, Zicky Dice helped and refed the match between Johnny Swinger and Bhupinder Gujar, and Zicky Dice did ref and help Swinger win the matchup, but did it count? And it seems to me that the one of the referees saw the ruse. The head referee saw the ruse of the whole thing. Brendan Toll, I think it was his name. He told, listen, Santino's got some orders. That match does not count. If I see that again, I'm stripping you of your refereeing license. Johnny Swinger, can you think of anything creative to try to get a win? You try to do everything you can, man. Johnny Swinger's an idiot sometimes. And I like being nostalgic as the rest of some of us are, but Johnny Swinger, you're taking it a little bit of above level, dude. Just the saying. Yeah. So, anyways, Lio Rush, who calls himself the Bad Child, makes his debut. Former WWE Cruiserweight champ, went up against the runner-up in the Gut Check tournament, Jack Price, which Rush did pick up the victory. And then Dirty Dango makes it personal between him and Santino Marella, talking about how Santino Marella was slapped by Jim Cornette, and he, he speaks ill to WWE, calling them the evil empire and such. Oh, your daughter works there now? Does your daughter get slapped around? So yeah, you mentioned, and that was disrespectfful of Dirty Dango to do that. And Santino Marella, obviously, he was upset. He says, once after Slammiversary, he's Scott D'Amore is back in charge, and it will give me the opportunity to do something that is getting revenge. So, Dirty Dango, you're an idiot. You don't talk about the man's family like that, especially someone as lovely as Bianca Carelli, aka Ariana Grace. You are a dummy, Dango. Let's call you Dummy Dango instead of Dirty Dango. So. And Frankie Kazarian confronted Eddie Edwards and Alicia. So what's that all about? And Eddie Edwards, listen, I tried being your partner, but we should be opponents. And then Frankie Kazarian goes, I couldn't agree more. So Masha Slamovich went one-on-one with Kylan King, and Taylor Wilde tried to get involved during the matchup, but then Killer Kelly attacks Wilde with the dog chain that she was sporting around. And Slamovich did pick up the victory via the snowplow over Kylan King. But both Slamovich and Killer Kelly were staring at each other and smiling. And, Slamovich yanked the chain, got Killer Kelly in her face. And then she grabbed the other lock of the chain inside to put the chain around, locked in, and both went to the back like they're allies. And if that's the case, with Killer Kelly and Masha Slamovich join forces, those Knockouts tag team titles are as good as gone. And I would not be surprised if Slammiversary that would be the case. So, Scott D'Amore was talking about his early days, liking wrestling and growing up wrestling. And the Impact wrestlers, some of his closest peers and friends, talk great about Scott D'Amore, and for his work ethic and the way he runs the Can-Am Wrestling Dojo. It's really, and Scott D'Amore, he not held a title or not been a major star, but he's held he's went up against some of the best in the business at that time, and helped out a lot of wrestlers. He said 15 world champions, male and female. Gotta respect that. So you have to respect that. But Gia Miller interviews D'Amore about his match at Slammiversary, and then the Good Hands disrespected and interrupted him. They say, how about this? You and us against you in a matchup, since you're no longer... He goes, you know what? It was only a one match only thing, and one night only thing, that will be Slammiversary. But I got a French Canadian Frankenstein would like to go. So I'll talk to Santino. It will be PCO against you two Clods. I'm like, oh boy. And I'm like, once again, the Good Hands get screwed. And I'm like, Hotch and Skyler, you guys are morons once again. And so Yuya Uemura took on Kenny King with Sheldon Jean, one of Kenny King's newest proteges in his corner. Kenny King did pick up the victory, but then Joe Hendry, the digital media champion, interrupts Kenny King and said, hey, Kenny King and Sheldon Jean, while they were celebrating, he goes, you know what? I not only would interrupt you, I brought you a gift in the form of a music video. And he talked about Kenny King's career, and he said 2013 he became a male stripper. I'm like, how did he know that information? What? Kenny King's like, no. And they say stripper, Kenny. I like Joe Hendry. This guy's hilarious. Joe Hendry. If you check out his early videos during his time in ICW, you would have cracked up laughing, because this guy is just bummer. This guy is more talent. He's got a lot of talent, and great in the ring. But he's also got. I say get an album out for this guy. This guy going. I like Joe Hendry. So, and Nick Aldis finally addresses the Atlanta crowd and explains the actions from 2 weeks ago when he attacked Alex Shelley with the belt. Alex Shelley comes. He calls out Alex Shelley so you can tell him to his face. And then he comes out and goes, no, why don't you go sit down you want me to sit down? Now he says, thanks, but I'm honored to sit down with the Impact crowd. So he sits down inside the crowd. All this talks about, he's sick and tired of being the good guy and everything else and this good guy stuff. Now I want the title. Now, and so, and then the fans start booing all this, and Alex was like, shut up. And he's like, oh no, why don't you come down and make me? So, how about this? You want me to shut up? Then you want you to come down here and make me. So, Nick Aldis comes down, and both men start fighting and brawling. And then when Aldis was beating up on Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin made sure that he did not Aldis did not hit Shelley with the belt again. But as they turned around, Leo Rush comes back, nails Sabin from behind. And then Aldis comes back to the ring, attacks Alex Shelley, while Leo Rush attacked Chris Sabin, the X Division champ. And then all of a sudden they both nailed both members of the Motor City Machine Guns with their respective belts. I gotta tell you, I had a hunch when Leo Rush made his debut on Impact. I had a hunch that he'll be going after that X Division title. I mean, when you saw Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz reunited as the Rascals and attacked the Motor City Machine Guns. And I was shocked to see. So that here's the Motor City Machine Guns got humongous bullseyes on their backs. Now that Alex Shelley's got to deal with Nick Aldis, Chris Sabin's got to deal with Leo Rush. Both men still got to deal with the Rascals. Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel reunited. This is going to be insane. July's going to be an insane month with the Motor City Machine Guns. I told you, they got bullseyes on their backs, and believe me, you got the championship. It's a bullseye on your back. Watch your back at any time. Keep your heads on a swivel. I'm telling you, that was one crazy night for the Motor City Machine Guns. So, the Motor City Machine Guns will have everything figured out by the time. Sorry about that. My dad's yelling for my sister is always in their ears. Anyways, always listening to her music and all that good stuff. So sorry about that, folks. But until the next episode comes rolling around, this is episode 676 complete. Next episode, a little bit of Bullseye for you. Yep, the 42nd edition of Bullseye, the final Fearless Friday, or Friday if you're getting paid, of June 2023. Thank you for tuning in. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.